Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Yes, that's the AMX M4 the Tier 10 French heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of mines, and this one is under the command of Awppenheimer. And he's on his own in this one. No Jiffy in sight. Let's see how he gets on from the south spawn of mines.
This battle definitely needs the strong hand of Chuck Norris.
Well, you may have noticed his reload time has now gone down to 9.98 seconds. So he's managed to improve it just a little bit, because it was around about the 10-second mark, and now he's got it slightly faster. Now that is definitely going to have an effect on his DPM, and the DPM is not one of the things that about this tank that's not so great. It's very good frontal armour, but it's not a fast reload for a 13cm gun with 560 alpha. Okay, well the 268 version 4 gets the first shot in, but he kind of blocks our way. But Awppenheimer manages to put it round into the 780 all the same, and he's pulling back. Now ideally we don't want that 268 blocking us. In fact, actually it's very dangerous being in this area when there's enemy Arty in the game, but it appears so far that the enemy Arty doesn't know where to go to get great shots on tanks to try and get up the south bank into the castle. Yes, if the Arty did know, he would be in grid square C1 and he'd be lobbing the shells in, especially in a Conqueror gun carriage, which is what he's got. Okay, Awppenheimer moving up to try and get a shot with the mouse. Yes, he pumps it straight in. Nice shot through the lower plate. You can see the spot he's going for. Side of the turret now, this one. Yeah, in fact, there's a little hole, a little circle on the turret. That's actually a gun port, so the crew can actually poke pistols through it and shoot at the enemy crews. But he gets the kill. So just under 3,000 hit points of damage, and he's got his first kill in the game. Okay, the enemy still has control of the castle though. Now he's going for the 268 version 4 or object on the enemy team. You notice how he just casually put that through the viewport. The 268 pulls back, but he's going to pull forward, and he pulls back again. He doesn't want his viewport spotted and perforated. Oh, and that one didn't go through. Okay, so he's hugging the rocks. Remember, on this tank, you want to keep your front to the enemy as much as you can. That time he did. He got it right on. And now the 268 is a one-shot for him the next time round. Now, I don't know if he's noticed, but there's a object on the enemy team actually making his way down onto the South Island, and that's going to be a threat to his rear if that guy gets to shoot in this direction. So ideally, he needs to deal with that 268 and move into the castle grounds. Oh, gorilla! He fired blind, but the gorilla bounced his round, and it looks like it hit the top of the gun mantlet and bounced off. Okay, that TVP is also angling to try and get shots on us. Meanwhile, inside the castle grounds, we've got I think that was a 777 version 2 there, or was it 277? I think it was a 277, yes. It's a tier 10 game, it couldn't be a 777, that would be a tier 9. Can't get shots on those guys at the moment, but he did hit the gorilla, because he's missing a whole chunk of hit points over there. Can we get a shot? Not at the moment. He's looking for it. He fires blind anyway, just on the off chance he did get it. We'll have to see later on. Okay, Sheridan's turned up. Now he'll easily penetrate that guy, and he should actually use his HE rounds on that guy. Well, he didn't get any damage on the Sheridan, but he did get spotting, and he did take some damage from the 268 version 4. And it was 625, and now the Conqueror gun carriage, who is obviously in the corner, has started lobbing shells in. And the best thing to do for him at this point is try and approach this from a different angle. The threat from the Object 268 on the South Island's gone, so he can move over in this direction to change his angle of attack. And we can see the gorilla didn't get hit with that second shot. He did get hit with the first one, I think, but not the second shot. Okay, so he's changed his angle. There's the gorilla. Oh, he got him! Yes, he got him. Low roll, 540. Went through the gun shield. And now we've got a Type 5 Heavy. It's the spot. Tried to get the side of the vehicle. Didn't go through. Okay, now the Type 5 is trying to get involved. We've got a cupola to aim at. Oh, it's trying to be cagey. Pumps it through the turret anyway, even if he doesn't go for the cupola. We've got the black surface on the thing to actually go for. Okay, the Type 5 didn't like that. And yes, it looks like that 277 was trying to get a shot on us as well. Or at least he's positioned himself to try and do so. This mouse is being very helpful actually in many ways. Hello, Mr. Type 5. Goes through the lower plates, gets a low roll though, and he does get hit by the 277. The Sheridan pops out, launches his HE, but it's only 221. But he is now one shot, so ideally he does need to pull back. He is going to either get wiped out if he's not careful, but he's pulling forward to see if he can get a shot on that Lion. No shot there. The Type 5 is still a 2-shot. If the Sheridan comes back, I would use HE on him to wipe him out. He's waiting for his repair kit to come back in just in case he needs it for getting tracked. Now his teammates are actually doing rather well over on the island. They're pushing the enemy cap area, and I think he's now decided now's the time to actually go around the corner and finish off that T100 LT. Now, can he get a shot to kill? Not from here. He's behind the buildings. Now he's actually loading a premium round. Ideally, he want to go back to the standard AP. His position has been taken up by the Hesh barn behind him. The enemy won't be so keen to come out and face a 183mm gun, which is good, but he's still got the problem of that T100 LT, and he can't go behind the houses because the team up in the castle will actually shoot down from the hill and perforate him. So yes, he doesn't want that. For the moment, he's just highlighting the enemy and letting that T92 HMC have all the hits he wants on the enemy. Now the T100 LT moved. He's moving down. He's getting closer. There you are. No, not a clean shot. He's still there though. No, didn't get it. He really ought to be using the armor piercing rather than the APCR. T100's gone. Now he's clear. Now he can move up without getting shot in the side by that 100mm. Okay. Now there is the risk that the enemy might try to shoot down on him by coming over the edge, but if they do, I think the Death Star behind us might have a few words to say about that. So we're having a look as we go past. No opposition. The 780 is actually at the entrance now. The Manticore's gone into the castle grounds, and I think the 780 on the enemy team has gone. The Manticore got him, which means now the enemy's only 3 tanks, a Lion, a TVP and a T110E3. Now as far as we know, the Lion's up on top of the plateau. The TVP and the E3 are down by the cap area. Okay, TVP's a 1-shot. He's gone. The Lion's in sight, but he's fully held. Oh my god, this is going to be a difficult kill. He's going to have to fire at least 3 or 4 times to get rid of him. He's going to use the wreck. Use the wreck to cover. Or the rock. Nice. Fires around him blind, but it might have actually hit the rear of the Lion. As far as we know, he has lost some hit points. No, he pulled into the rock. It did hit the armor, but it says armor not hit, but of course it didn't do any damage. So let's see. It's firing blind now just to see if he can get the shot in. It's got plenty of armor piercing left. There's only 2 enemies left, the E3 and the Lion. Now the Arty can't do much from where he is on the E3, but he can certainly hit the Lion. We can't come out in the open, because if we do, the E3 might get a shot on us, as well as the Lion. Ideally, we need the Manticore from above to get shots or to sight that lion so that we can put a round into him. There he is. Okay, we can go to business now. Okay, what's he exposing? Nothing as far as we can see. There he is. Just see his outline. So he's only got a bit of the vehicle around. It might be a good idea for us to pull back, go round the village and attack the lion from a different direction. If we pull back here, go round the village, we might still be able to get a shot. I think Awppenheimer realizes that. Oh, in fact, he's decided the straightforward approach. He's going to approach directly using the buildings for cover. Oh, it went over the engine deck. Oh my gum. Never seen Awppenheimer shoot that high before, but I guess he thought it would work. That one definitely hit him in the tracks. And now he's vulnerable. He's very upset that that shell didn't go straight through the engine of the lion. The lion's gone, and that's the end of the game. Wow. He was really upset. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the second-class tanker for Awppenheimer in the AMX M4 He managed to get a mousetrap out of that one. Yes, he killed 10 or more mouse tanks. That's the Panzerkampfwagen 8, Panzer 8 in this game. If you kill 10, you get that badge showing you've actually killed that many, as well as a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He got his second mark of excellence out of that game, as well as a fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. A hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks or more. And on top of that, he did get the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And that was a difficult game. His win rate, 4,592, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. Well, the high damage on this one was 6,186 hit points. And the second highest damage went to the E3 on the enemy team with 4,600. And the third highest damage went to the Heshbon, who managed 4,523 out of that one. When it came to kills, I'm afraid he didn't get that many. In fact, he only got the one kill, the mouse, and that's what earned him the mousetrap. 4 kills went to the Heshbon, 4 kills went to the Manticore, and also 4 kills went to the T100LT on the enemy team. And when it came to second place, joint second place, is the 121, the T110E3 on the enemy team, and the Object 277 all had 2 kills apiece. When it came to base XP, though, that goes to Awppenheimer. He got 1,161 base out of that game. 1,035 went to the Manticore, obviously a very good player. They were the only 2 players who got over 1,000 base, with the Heshbon managing to get 976. Awppenheimer fired 23 rounds in that game, got 14 direct hits on the enemy, 11 penetrations, damage of 6,186 hit points, of which 1,014 broke more than 300 meters. So a fair amount of damage at long range. Some of those shots are actually on that gorilla, and I can show you 2 shots actually did hit the gorilla. 1,014 hit points in total. So one of those shots he fired in that direction did work. In fact, 2 shots did work. And I think the first one, the blind shot, yes, that connected. And it was the second one where he actually saw the gun shield and got that one in as well. But it appears from this that he did block one shot from the gorilla that actually hit him. And that one hit the top of the gun mantlet and just careened off into the distance. So very well done with that gorilla at long range. He received 8 hits from the enemy, 3 of them penetrated, 3 non-penetrations, and 2 hits by way of splash. Yes, the Conqueror gun carriage really didn't pay much attention to him, even when he was very low on hit points, and he should have done that, because obviously he probably could have taken the Awppenheimer out of the game, but he didn't. So he was obviously focusing his attention on the wrong people. He blocked damage of 2,050 hit points in total. Didn't get enough to get the steel wall, really, in total out of that game. You need 11 hits to get that. He also spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 1, and did 1,601 hit points of spotting assist by being at the top of the hill and spotting the enemy tanks for his teammates behind him. 86,928 credits for the battle, and after repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, and yes, he did fire a fair amount of premium ammo, including firing APCR at that T100 LT, which I probably think that was a bit of a waste because he could have penetrated the guy with standard AP. In fact, he probably could have penetrated him with HG if he wanted to. He actually ended up with a loss of 88,365 credits. But remember, he is trying to get the third mark. So when you're marking a tank, you tend to use premium ammo much more freely than you do once you've actually third marked it, and therefore you don't really need to use premium anymore. You can go for the maximum amount of credits possible. 1,741 for the battle, no multipliers, that's all the experience points he took away. But yes, again, another great battle in the AMX M4 54. I'm sure that Awppenheimer has more replays to share with us in the near future. He's actually been very busy recently, which is why I haven't seen that many replays coming from him. We did do some replays in January, I think, or in February for him, but I didn't manage to get these ones done at the time he sent them in, and so consequently, he's probably wondering why I hadn't sent them in. I do apologise. It's purely for the fact that lots of other replays kept coming through ahead, and so even though Awppenheimer was right at the top of the tree, ready to be done, another replay would come in that was a fresh one from somebody new who'd never been on the channel before, and we did that one because, of course, we like to introduce new players, new members of the group, so they get a chance to have their replays in a video on YouTube, and that way everybody gets a chance to have their moment of glory. And of course, Awppenheimer has plenty of moments of glory because he's such a good player. So I hope you enjoyed that. Do remember, we do have other specialists. In fact, I've got a whole bunch of replays that have just come in from Knopnik of Olymp clan. And I'm looking forward to doing those because some of those are real doozies as well. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.